Hey guys, it's Rebecca. I am so happy that people enjoyed my first Harry Potter video about why I love the books, and I was actually asked to make a second one about why I hate the movies. I would hold up each movie, but I don't have any because of the whole hating them thing. Now, a disclaimer to start off. I think that the Harry Potter series has some fantastic actors and some fantastic acting. That's not the problem. I think they picked some great actors. Another disclaimer, I'm probably going to talk about mostly the first three movies because they're the ones that I have seen the most, because eventually I just stopped re-watching. But the first three were the ones that I saw more just because they were out earlier and I still had some hope every time a new movie would come out that I wouldn't hate it, so I'd sort of watch the ones up to it. Anyway, but I will try to talk about the 4th, 5th, and 6th as well. I'm not even going to talk about Deathly Hallows Part 1 because I've only seen it once in theaters, and the only part that I really remember was Harry and Hermione's sweet little dancing scene in the tent, but it's mostly going to be the 1st and the 2nd and 3rd. This is by all means not the only specific reasons. These are just a few examples that I picked out. The werewolf thing? No. It terrified me when I saw it in theaters, but it wasn't a werewolf. It was like a hairless rat chihuahua times 50 million. They took out Oliver Wood and Peeves. Okay, granted, Oliver Wood was in the first two. I'm like, Oliver Wood, because he was the only guy I had a crush on when I was younger in the movies. He was nice, and now he's gone. As a young, impressionable middle school student, when I went to see the first film, I had such high expectations. I thought it was going to be everything I'd ever dreamed of. And then I remembered watching it in theaters and being like, what's going on? Why is it doing that? Where is that happening? Why is this? And where's Peeves? Violent Quidditch. I really don't like it. Quidditch has never been my favorite thing. I think it would be fun to play. Just like my attitude towards sports in real life, who cares? Seriously, who cares? I cheer for Slytherin, and I loved it when Snape refereed, but Quidditch is just not my thing. But then in the movie, because it was like, BAM! 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 Die! I'm like, where's the referee? Madam Hooch, hello! Where's all your fouls and whistles? And why are we knocking Oliver Wood against pillars and all the chases are dying? All the pointless, repeated jokes. I get that in a movie, you have to get some cheap laughs. I accept that. But do you have to repeat them? I hate to keep coming back to the third, but like the one where the Whomping Willow eats the bird, like every time that seasons change. There's a plot going on, and I know that although we couldn't be bothered to explain that, oh, Harry's father used to transform into a stag and run around with Sirius, a giant dog, and Lupin, a werewolf, and Pettigrew, a rat, we can definitely show the Whomping Willow eating a bird. How suddenly the scene would change. This note is mostly for the 4th and 5th movies, or at least that's the ones that I noticed it strongly in. It'd be like, right before the Quidditch World Cup, oh, bam, it's over. Randomly walking around, oh look, room of requirement, oh look, we're in class, oh look, Harry's collapsing. Basically the reason why I just despise the movies, it's because they just took out the plot. Okay, I went to see the 4th movie in theaters with my friend Kelsey, who hasn't read the books, and in the end she asked me, who was the guy in the trunk? And that's the whole thing, that Moody was this not Moody. It's not her fault, because I wouldn't get it either if all of a sudden Dumbledore just opened this trunk and looked and then they walked away. And I know you have to adapt it to a movie screen. I know you can't film every single word and every single sentence, but they changed it. And Creature was in it for approximately 2.5 seconds in the 5th one, like scrubbing a wall or something. And it's like, oh yeah, they're totally gonna get why Harry feels so betrayed when they meet up with Creature again. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? They took out Snape's potion challenge, and I was pretty sad about that. Oh, for another thing, Sirius's soul cannot come out his mouth and hover above his body, and then he's fine. You can't do it! If they sucked your soul, but you're worse than dead. Lucius freaking got the prophecy in the 5th movie. You can't do that. You can't let Lucius have the prophecy. I don't know if they ever could have lived up to my expectations. Maybe not. Like, I don't have so much of a problem of them adding legitimate scenes that could have taken place, like some of the ones that they did add. Oh, like the one in the sixth where Romilda Vane is like giving Harry the eyes across the library, and Hermione's like, "Stop it! She only thinks you're the chosen one," because that wasn't specifically mentioned, but it definitely could have happened. But what I hated was that they took out plot points, and that when you're reading, they all just added up. And so by the time you got to the final one, it was like, oh, yes! But, you know, I still, like, my sisters and I, we watch the movies occasionally to tear them apart. We will sit there the whole time and talk non-stop about how horrible it is. But it's mostly, like, the writing, not the acting. Like I said, I adore some of the actors. But anyway, thank you for the video request. And I hope that this explains my reasoning a little bit better. And this is Rebecca signing off.